Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we'll be doing a yoga routine to help those of us with back pains and stiffness, just to help work on our back and strengthen our core and our back muscles. So to begin, we'll start off at the bottom of our mat in a standing position, feet hip width apart. You take a deep breath in, lifting our hands up above our heads. Then as we exhale, we're going to fold forward, bring our whole upper body down, feeling a nice release in our upper and our backs. And we're just going to let our whole bodies hang, just swaying from side to side. Maybe even grabbing your elbows for a bit of a ragdoll. Just letting gravity do its work as we just let our whole upper bodies hang. Then you can release your hands. We're going to take a deep inhale, going for a halfway lift. So lifting our whole bodies up, keeping a nice straight back as we look out in front of us. Then as we exhale, we're going to fold back down forward. And our next inhale, we can just slowly roll our bodies up, keeping our chin to our chest as we straighten our spine one vertebra at a time, with our head coming up last. Maybe even just doing a little small shoulder roll just to open up our chest. From here, we're going to place our hands behind our back and just gently push our hips forward, letting our shoulders move back and then letting our head hang over and back, getting a nice little back bend. Coming back up straight, releasing your hands. And then go down onto all fours, meeting me in a tabletop position. And then as we take a deep inhale, we're going to lift our chin up, bring our base down to the mat. Then as we exhale, bringing chin to chest, doming our backs out. Just going back and forth, matching your movement with your breath. Okay, one last round. And on your last exhale, you can meet me back in a neutral position. From here, we're going to do a variation of cat-cow, doing some barrel rolls. So we're going to take a deep inhale, dipping our bellies down again, and then we're just going to roll our bodies up to the side and going in a circular motion, bringing our bellies up and down, rounding our back and arching with each movement. Going in one direction before changing over into the other. And then you can meet me back in a neutral spine. From here, we're just going to lower our whole bodies down, bring our chest and our head down, keeping our hips above our knees as we come into a nice puppy pose. Taking some nice deep breaths. Feeling a nice stretch in your backs and your hips. And still keeping your head and your chin low as possible. We're just going to move our hips back down to our heels, and you meet me in a child's pose. On child's pose, you can either keep your hands out in front of you, or if you want, you can lay them out to your side. We just let our whole body rest and relax. Slowly coming back up, bring your chest and head up straight. You're going to meet me now lying on your backs with your knees bent. Once on your backs, you can place your left foot over onto your right knee, and with your left knee pushing out, we're going to place our hands out to the sides in a nice T shape and just slowly let our whole left foot and right knee come down to the ground for a nice little figure four twist. From here, you can either keep your head looking up straight, or if it feels comfortable, you can twist and look over to your left. And your head back straight if you're looking to the side, and gently bring your legs back to center as we swap them over to the opposite sides. So left foot on the ground, placing your right foot onto your left knee, making a nice figure four shape, and then just letting your whole lower body drift down to the left. And once more, if it feels comfortable for your neck, maybe twist it and look it over to your right. Turn your head back up straight and bring your legs back to center. And bring your feet both down onto the mat together as we move on to a bridge pose. So once more, engaging your core, you're going to start off by gently lifting your hips off the mat, and you're going to slowly follow it by your lower back, then your upper back, and then tucking your chin towards your chest. You're going to try and make a nice straight line from your knees all the way down to your shoulders. And just feeling your core get nice and engaged. And if you're upward, you can maybe try and lift your heels off the mat, just get into a nice deeper stretch, and perhaps even trying to clasp your hands underneath your back. Releasing your hands and placing your heels back down on the mat. You can gently lower your body, starting with your upper back, followed by your lower, and finally bring your hips all the way down to get a nice flat back. Then bring both your knees towards your chest. You're going to hug your knees in, and maybe if you can, lift your head up to make a nice little ball. We're just going to sway our bodies from side to side, getting a nice bit of a spinal massage going. We just go back and forth. And then keep bringing your head back down. We're going to go through some alternating leg stretches. So releasing your left leg, you're going to straighten it out, keeping your right knee hugged in, and placing your left foot all the way down before bringing it back up and swapping over to the other side. Just going back and forth, keeping everything nice and controlled, not really rushing or forcing anything. Going to one last round on each leg. And then when you both your legs are back together close to your chest, you can release them, letting your heads hang down to the side, and letting your feet hover off the mat. We're just going to paint some circles with our knees, making some nice big circular motions, really exaggerating the movement, going in one direction before swapping over into the other. And in your last motion, you can just lay your feet down to the mat. And we just lie in our Shavasana for a few minutes. Just feeling and noticing if our bodies feel any different. We just focus on our breath, taking some nice deep breaths in and out, feeling your lungs expand and contract. Taking a deep breath in, we start bringing some movement back into our bodies, wiggling our fingers and our toes, moving our wrists and our ankles. And finally, we can bring our hands up above our head, getting a nice stretch to our whole bodies. Then still keeping your eyes closed, or maybe having a soft gaze. You can come meet me in a seated position, with your legs crossed or on your shins, whichever is most preferable for you. As we take one last deep breath in together, lifting our hands up above our head. And then as we bring our palms down to heart center, we'll exhale as we bow and close our practice. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you found some benefit and something useful that you can implement in your everyday lives. And then once more, I hope to see you guys again next time on the yoga mat.